Welcome students. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today we are going to discuss about the structure of bacterial cell. As you already know that bacteria belongs to kingdom Monera, and bacterial cell is a typical prokaryotic cell. It is a unicellular prokaryotic cell having prokaryotic cell organization. I will try my level best to discuss about the different components of bacterial cell and also their function. Structure of a bacterial cell. Structure of a bacterial cell. Bacterial cell is a prokaryotic cell lacking well-developed nucleus. Well-developed nucleus. That is, nucleus is without nuclear membrane. Plus, it also lacks nucleolus. In case of bacterial cell, DNA is present in the form of circular double-stranded naked DNA. Naked DNA means a DNA lacking histone proteins. That's called as naked DNA. Inshallah, with the help of structure, I will show you different components of a typical bacterial cell. Bacterial cell, for the sake of simplicity, a bacterial cell is divided into two parts. One part called as cell envelope or outer coverings, and second component, that is inner cell organelles. Inner cell organelles. This cell envelope consists of components like, it consists of outer component in the form of mucilage layer, and in some bacteria this mucilage layer become capsule. And inner one, that is cell wall. Inner to cell wall we have another membrane called as plasma membrane. Cell envelope consists of outer mucilage layer, and in some pathogenic bacteria, virulent bacteria, this mucilage become capsule. That's why these bacteria are called as capsulated bacteria. And bacteria also bear cell wall. Inner to cell wall you have plasma membrane. That inner part consists of It consists of first, that is mesosome, that is equivalent to the mitochondria of eukaryotes. Second component you have, that is nucleoid or naked DNA. Third part you have, that is cytoplasm. Then fourth, ribosomes. Then fifth one you have one more cell organelle in case of bacterial cell, that is special to bacterial cell, that's called as plasmid DNA or simply plasmid. And in case of outer coverings, this plasma membrane also bears locomotory organs. These locomotory organs arise from plasma membrane and they in the form of flagella or in the form of pilus. In the form of flagella or pilus, as flagella are locomotory organs for movement, and second type pilus, it determines the sex of bacteria, whether bacteria are male bacteria or female bacteria. It is determined by the presence or absence of pili. We call them as sex pili. In case of male bacteria, you have a elongations that arise from the plasma membrane, which we call them as pilus. And in case of female bacteria, pilus are absent. There is no pili. I will show you the structure of all these parts in a diagrammatic representation. First, I will show structure of a typical rod-shaped bacteria having cell wall outside their body, which provides them shape and rigidity. This one is cell wall, and bacterial cell wall is made up of two components. One is N-acetyl glycosamine and N-acetyl uronic acid. That becomes NAG and NAM. And these two components form a layer that's called as peptidoglycan. These are two glycans, carbohydrates, and they are linked together by peptide linkages. That we call them as peptidoglycan. It's a composition of cell wall. Inner to cell wall you have the membrane that's called as plasma membrane. It is made up of lipid bilayer. Then in some bacteria outside the cell wall you have a loose layer, thin and loose layer in the form of slime layer. It is thin and loose layer, that's in the form of slime layer. It provides extra support to bacterial cell in the form of slime layer. And in some pathogenic bacteria, as I already told you, that this slime layer become thick and tough in the form of another covering. That covering become it form a thick and tough covering in the form of polysaccharide capsule. In the form of polysaccharide capsule. And those bacteria having capsule are called as capsulated bacteria. And these bacteria are usually virulent. They are pathogenic. They are disease causing. Because those bacteria having capsule, they are not easily engulfed by phagocytes of our body defense mechanism. That's why they cause disease and in turn cause in some cases, death of the organism. Whereas those bacteria lacking capsule, they can be easily engulfed by phagocytes through the process of phagocytosis. And from this plasma membrane, a locomotory organ arises in the form of flagella. A locomotory organ arises in the form of flagella. This flagella, it has a filament, also hook, and also basal plate. And from this plasma membrane and the cell organelle arise in the form of mesosome. That is equivalent to the mitochondria of eukaryotic cells. In the form of mesosome, mesosome, mesosome. And in the center of the cell, you have a DNA in the form of nucleoid or naked DNA, without nuclear membrane, without histone proteins. That's why some people also called as incipient nucleus. Plus that some bacteria, in case of male bacteria, plasma membrane also bears number of protrusions in the form of pilus. We call them as pili. Singular is called pilus. Then, in addition to that, this bacterial cell is having ribosomes. It is having ribosomes for synthesis of proteins. As you already know, in case of bacterial cell, ribosomes are 70S. Where S means sedimentation coefficient or Seward-Burgess coefficient. It is a centrifugation coefficient, or you can say sedimentation coefficient. In case of bacteria, we have 70S, and 70S consists of two subunits, larger one, smaller one, that is 50S and 30S. 50S means the larger subunit of ribosome, and 30S means the smaller subunit of ribosome. Sometimes number of ribosomes come together to form a polyribosome. Ribosomes. Ribosomes. In addition to ribosomes, this bacterial cell also has a specific organelle in the form of plasmid, that is extranuclear DNA. This plasmid, it has an importance in it acts as a vector, it acts as a carrier for transfer of genes from one organism to another organism. That's why plasmid is also called as vector or carrier for transfer of genes from one organism to another organism. And this plasmid also bears some important genes. It is circular double-stranded DNA having a number of important genes, like we have a gene called as F factor or F gene, which determines its fertility. And those bacteria having F gene in their plasmids, they bear these sex pillars. That means these bacteria are male bacteria. In addition to F factor, a bacterial cell also bears R factor. R factor means it provides resistance. It provides additional resistance against antibiotics. And in addition to that, there are a number of other genes that are also present in this plasmid. And with the help of plasmid, we can transfer genes from one organism to another organism using this plasmid as a vector. And all these cell organelles are suspended in a watery matrix that's called as cytoplasm. They are suspended in a complex watery matrix called as cytoplasm. They are suspended in a watery matrix called as cytoplasm. This is about the structure of a typical bacterial cell as seen with the help of ultra microscope. It's the ultra structure of a typical bacterial cell. That means when we see the cell under electron microscope. That is, there are two types. One is called as SEM, scanning electron microscope, and second called as TEM, transmission electron microscope. And for determining the structure of bacterial cell outside as well as inner side, we use transmission electron microscopy so as to determine its ultrastructure. And this is about the structure of typical bacterial cell. Inshallah, in the next lecture we will come on the topic. Till then, good day, have a good night. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.